Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, May 28th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and Triple Q. And a very quiet finish to the week. M period, which we like to call Mo. Right? We call KL and M the Three Stooges, Curly with a K, Larry and Mo, because they like to do things different from the rest of the day. Mo didn't disappoint as we have a reversal ball. We go out with a price probe. We ended up, value was higher. I'm in 2-tick increments. They finally stretched the range. The range was horrendous all day. It still ended horrendous, $1.46. We only have a $4.17 range for the week in SPY and ES. Put that in perspective, when this market really rips, we get $4 ranges in M period. So at some point, this tight range is going to get exploited. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We have a lot of things coming our way in June with the job number next Friday. We'll have the Fed the middle of the month. We have quadruple expiration, rebalancing for the end of the quarter and the half year. So hopefully June will provide something more than we got this past week, because if not, especially going into July and August, if this market continues to grind higher, we could find ourselves at $500 and on light volume and no tempo. So hopefully we get something out of June. As far as today, a very interesting day for triple Qs. We all had inside weeks up that held. Triple Qs open at the upper end of their range, had higher value all day. They attempted to go trend, only to give it all up. They end 11 wide and then go out with a price probe at the low of the day, at the end of the day. Never could raise their value. That was kind of interesting. Russell turned out to be a nice B shape. Afternoon rally high in H. They end 10 wide, and they never took out their IB. Never saw the opening, never took out the IB on either side. And for us, we gap higher, finally get those single prints, get the overnight low in ES, but not in SPY, and take out both sides of our initial balance. So I didn't get my overnight low or high today in SPY. We end 10 wide, higher value, and we spent really a good part of the day battling the opening and battling yesterday's high, which again makes for a pretty quiet day. Now, I would have had a really good day. So I took a straddle this morning on the opening because we were gapping higher. We were filling those single prints finally from the 10th. I thought if we just get some decent movement in A period, I'll do well. I know the volume and the tempo's been quiet, but I did it because of where we opened. Well, it turned out to be the wrong play. What bailed me out is twice in A period when we came down, I bought 2 lots of 100 calls of the 419 and did okay on both of them, because the 50 play straddle was a loser. I finally, when it got some extension in B, got back some of what I lost, but that was a losing trade. But the 2 call plays I did well on, and I really didn't do much. I took a short play in C because we were one time framing down, made small on it, basically against yesterday's high. Those were the 422s. The call plays in A were 419. I'm not sure if I said that. And then I took a short play in F because we had no tempo, very small one, just for small. I took it off when we got back down to A. Should have done that in G again when we couldn't take out F's high. And that's the kind of play you take a 10 or 20 lot, and if it doesn't take out F's high, and once we stop the one-time framing up, see what you get out of it. Because if I had done that, you would have gotten something decent out of it, but I didn't. The next play I took was an H. It was a small call play. I was looking to take a larger call play at value low, but then when we lowered POC, I never took that. I made small on the 419 calls on that one, and that was it. But nothing really happened the rest of the day until M did what M usually does. I was tempted to short. I was tempted to go long when we got the price probe just to fade it because I thought we'd pop back up. And boy, oh boy, if you had done that real quick in M at the low, as soon as 4 o'clock came, look at the way they ripped it up. I mean, we literally ripped up 50 cents in a heartbeat. But I didn't do it. It was a quiet day. It was a good day P&L-wise, a decent week, and it was a very good month. So no complaints going forward to June. So I'm going to go over destinations, and then we'll go over all three of these charts. So destinations on Monday. We're going to use B's low as the price probe, 419.97. We closed right at it, basically. Then we don't have anything to 10 wide, which was K's low at 420.68. And then we have today's high, which is now a weekly high, 421.25. And then above that, we don't have anything to that 422.74 weekly high. So we don't have any daily highs to deal with just yet. We have 2 weekly highs and then a monthly all-time high. That's kind of unusual, but that's what we have right now. For the downside, we have today's low 419.79, 419.12, yesterday's daily low, 418.79, 10 wide from the 26th, 418.44, afternoon pullback low from the 26th. And then we have 3 daily lows pretty close to each other, 417.76 daily low, 417.62 daily low, and 417.08 weekly low. So let's go to the charts and break all 3 of these indices down, heading into the 3-day weekend and the new month. So here's Russell. Russell is in a 3-month balance. Pretty nice finish to it, considering we had an inside month down that failed miserably continually this month. So it's still balanced. The only thing that's going to change that is either taken out. And by the way, the monthly balance, the 3-month balance, is March's high and low. That's your balance, the balance high and low. Weekly, we came out of an inside week. You got something out of it, but look, I've been saying this forever. I said 228.10 is a big level. That was this week's range, March 22nd. Only one time since March 22nd have we taken out that week's weekly high or low. And that was the week of April 26th, and we didn't stay above it. So we are in a 9-week balance from March 22nd. Amazing, isn't it? And then the daily, up. One-time framing up out of an inside day, 2 days. Gap is the main focus. So monthly's balance, weekly's balance, daily's up in the Russell. And when we come out of that weekly balance at some point, it should be interesting. Triple Qs, 4-month balance. So, right, nothing's changed there. Nice 4-month balance. Weekly, came out of an inside week to the upside, but it's still balanced to me. I'm going to still call this a 3-week balance. How will that change if we take out this week's high? If we take out this week's high, I'll start calling it one-time framing up and call it up. But for now, we came out of an inside week, but I'm still going to call it balance. If we take out this week's high, I will call the weekly up. So monthly balance, weekly balance, daily balance. It's a 4-day balance. We took out a 3-day balance to the upside and closed right back in it. So it's a 4-day balance. Today's high is the top of it. The 25th low is the bottom of it. We're above the 20, the 50, and the 200. The 20 crossed over negative, but again, by the time that happens, that plays over a lot. So balance. So think about it. Monthly, weekly, daily, all balanced for the Qs. That's a market waiting for more market-generated information. Just like Russell is, except for the daily. SPY is a lot different. SPY's monthly is just chugging along. I have not called the daily, the monthly, I'll get it right. I have not called the monthly down since I started my own trading room. Yes, when I started in April, it was down and we had the inside month. It didn't go into balance until we took out April's high. But for the most part, it's just straight up. Now, we've gone up, balance up, but I was talking to the room today because it was so slow. This is very interesting. Once and if this market ever decides to really come in, we closed at 420. Our next real big destination on the monthly to the downside is 320. It's $100 lower. And then if we ever got accepted below that, your next one is again March's low of 220. So this market, at some point, and I don't know when it'll ever end, and I will not get in front of it, but if we ever come into balance and then turn bear, it should be interesting. We've only gone from bull to balance. We've never gone bear in this room. Weekly. I'm calling the weekly still balance. It's a 4-week balance. Inside week up was successful, but it's still balanced. This range this week was pitiful. $4.17. So it should be a real interesting week next week. We have a lot of opportunities. Do we get we can have an outside week down, outside week up. Remains to be seen. But for now, it's a 4-week balance. $18, the all-time high, and then that low. And I have to change that monthly low. This month's low is $404.79 in SPY, not $404. I'll change it when I finish the video. So we have an $18 balance for the 4 weeks. And then the daily, healthy. One time framing up 7 days. We haven't gotten a lot of distance away recently, but it's one time framing up 7 days above the 20, the 50, and the 200. Remember, markets don't go bull bear. Be patient if you're ever looking to really want to sell this market. Excellent week and month in the trading room. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a safe weekend, keeping your thoughts and prayers, people of this country who sacrificed their lives to keep it as great as it is. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Tuesday.